lovers. Welcome back to Rose and Reed's podcast. I'm Sophia.
I'm Haily.
Woohoo. All right. We are here today to talk about Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian
McCallister. Yeah, I really liked this book. This was my choice. I made Sophia read it.
She did.
And what'd you think? Just like your overall view.
Overall, I liked it after I got through the beginning. It took me a minute to really get going with this book.
See, you're so opposite of me because I was hooked from the start.
Really?
Yes, I was like, this is so interesting. And then I was like, I don't know, I just really like the whole book.
I don't know
got
why
a little
I thought
slow
it was
in the
boring
middle.
in the beginning.
I got a little slow in the middle, and I was like, this needs to pick up because it was kind of the same everyday repetition of what's happening.
Her like whining about her being a bad mom was starting to get to me because I was like, okay, yes, everybody has mom guilt.
Yeah.
I don't think your child murdered somebody because of you, but that was just my initial thought.
Yeah. And I can see where I don't have it, neither do you, but like the mom guilt for some people is super real.
Yeah, that is true.
Like,
I mean, I feel it. Obviously, I feel it like most days. I'm like, am I doing the right thing for my child?
yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And this is all about that.
Yeah.
Especially so kind of the overview of the book, especially in the beginning, or like the cover on the back says, can you stop a murder after it's already been happened? So, you know, it's like a murder mystery. She's trying to, she sees her son at the very beginning of the book kill.
Yep. Day zero.
A random
guy that she'd never seen before. She just had to be really like out of touch her first go around because she's like, I mean, she missed a bunch of stuff.
I don't understand how.
I don't either. It's like, you just don't question your husband ever. Like,
yeah.
What? I mean,
it's kind of bizarre. So the way this book is set up on the time frame, which maybe that's why I really liked it, is that it was so interesting. The fact that this starts on Halloween night.
Yep.
So they're carving pumpkins and they have a big, beautiful house. She's upstairs and she looks down and she witnesses her son coming down the street and he murders someone.
Yeah. Just
stabs him.
Stabs him right there.
What the hell? And then she's like at the police station and everything. And she's so confused. But the dad like kind of knows what's going on.
He obviously did. That's why he was, I mean, he must have played it off well that he didn't know these people, but it just... They never really explained why Todd was the one to murder him. I didn't really get that. Like, I get that he was trying to protect his dad.
That's basically what
but
it was the whole time. I don't know. That was a little iffy because, okay, so the plot, so she goes back in time.
Every day.
She goes backwards in her life. It's not.
That would be so annoying.
Yeah.
I don't think I could live the same day twice. I'd be like, what is going on?
Well, and that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's like, wait, this already happened. And so that was so intriguing to me. I really like that concept that the author throws in there. And this isn't the author's first murder mystery book. Yeah, she's got a few others. She has That Night. And it reached number 8 on the Sunday best seller list.
Oh, that's cool.
She has The Good Sister, No Further Questions, Everything But the Truth. And then that got number 6 as well. And then this one only got to number 4, which I thought was a little higher, especially for being on the Reese Witherspoon's book club.
Oh, that's where we got this book from.
Yeah.
Nice.
I know. Well, I was kind of just on a Reese's kick. And then
she has some good books.
She has some, and I was like, this sounds interesting. I mean, it's going back in time. It's a murder. I don't know. I hadn't really read another murder mystery. Have you ever read a murder mystery book?
I mean, no, not that I can think of. Not off the top of my head.
I know.
No.
I don't really think I
fun.
have either. So another murder mystery book. Speaking of this week, you watched Gilded Age, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
I know, me too. And they also have a podcast. If people don't know, on HBO, it's a fantastic podcast. So the writer for Gilded Age, Gillian Fellows, did Downton Abbey.
Yep.
Downton Abbey came from Gosford Park. Have you ever heard of that?
What is that? No.
It's a movie with Ryan Felipe and the granny from Downton Abbey.
The McGonagall.
Yeah.
She's McGonagall.
I know. I can't.
Dame Maggie
Smith.
That's it. I was like, I know it.
Yeah, it's right when you said Maggie. I was like, yeah. So But Gosford Park is all a huge murder mystery set in the 20s or 30s.
Really?
In
And you're saying that
England,
Downton Abbey comes from it?
Julian Fellows wrote Gosford Park, and it's a big murder mystery thing set in that time time period.
Okay,
And
I'm following now.
I know. Well, I was like talking about this book, Wrong Place,
Mm-hmm.
Wrong Time, and I was like, "Ooh, murder mystery. This would be kind of cool." And then I happened to stumble upon Gosford Park, and now I'm like, need to read it. I kind of want to read it.
Oh, it's a book. It's a book too.
Yeah, it's a book.
Oh, okay. Now I'm on the
I know.
track with you.
I went backwards. I was like,
what
ooh, yeah.
what's going on here?
Follow my streamline here.
This
but
is my thought process.
I know it is. So, this
This is the way my brain works. It goes backwards.
It's
So no wonder you like this book because
I
everything's in
did.
backwards.
It was so
She
fascinating.
went so far back though.
Okay, so while you were reading it though, we're obviously in Wrong Place, Wrong Time now.
Yes, okay. That is what we were talking about
We're
today.
jumping
Is
back.
wrong place, wrong time.
So, yeah, the main character Jen.
Yes.
So she
Jen.
every single day goes backwards and, like you said, like relive that same day. But while I was reading it, I was like, how far back is she really gonna go?
Well, that's what I was thinking
What
too,
the-
because I was like 100 pages in, and I'm like, dang, she's only like 10 days back. What is she gonna do from here?
Honestly, I was like, they're not gonna do like single days, are they?
I know. I was like, dang,
They
this
got to
is gonna
keep
be-
like they got to do some bigger
Yeah.
time jumps, and then it did happen where it was years.
Can you imagine seeing your baby though again? Like
That would be kind of cool.
That part got me. I was like, oh,
But then, could you imagine not having your baby?
oh, that would be weird.
That would be weird.
and then like going back to like a teenage body or something. Ooh.
Or she, like, I think that she went all the way back to college, right? That's
She
as
went
far
back
as
to
way-
the day she met her husband.
Yes.
And the day before she met her husband too.
Yeah,
Because
like
she
when he
found out
walks
that it
in.
was her dad. That got me.
That
Whenever,
was such a plot twist.
Yeah, I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, so the whole time, throughout the whole time jumps, she's trying to figure out why her husband has something to do with that murder.
Right.
And
Well, she initially thought it was just her son. Like he's
Yeah.
getting into trouble. It's my fault. I did something wrong in raising him. And then she finds out extra details that lead to her husband actually being the reason why her son murders this random human on the street.
and she's I couldn't even imagine, like you said, the secrecy.
Oh my God, no. I just don't understand how one
You can get
doesn't question her husband.
Where are you going
Yeah.
at night?
Oh,
What
you're
are you
going on a
doing?
camping trip with people I've never met? Interesting.
And you're okay with
Interesting.
it? And then all she kind of starts piecing it together, and she's like, oh, I should have been questioning this the whole time, but he made it seem okay. Is like the random jobs, not having a passport,
Never getting on a
not-
plane. Like, it's like,
I'm sorry. How do you
I don't-
live your life in the 20th century?
I have no idea. I'm not like, okay, I'm not a controlling person. I'm really
No, not
quite
either,
chill.
But,
But
if I want to go
damn.
on fucking vacation,
Yeah, like you don't ask a single question. It's like, okay, so we're just never gonna leave England. Like that's what this book takes place in England, obviously.
which I thought was kind of cool. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it at first, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh,
I could tell just by
we're in a
some of the words
Yeah.
she was using because I was like,
Yeah.
what? I didn't know. There were sometimes I didn't know.
Well,
what
I
she was
think they would say
saying.
mate a lot in it, and
Or
that's friend.
They're like
obviously, and-
their opening phrases. There's all right, you know. That was terrible. I'm sorry to any of my English friends. That was an awful accent.
I was just in London, and that was hideous. But it's fine.
Hideous. I
love
used to
that.
think I was really good at it, but then my friend was like, "No, you're saying it all so wrong."
Scott thinks he's so good at a Scottish accent, and so when we went over to Scotland, I was like, "Please don't say this.
Don't
to
do it.
anybody. This is gonna be so embarrassing."
I can imagine. Scott's over here. I cannot do a Scottish
No,
accent.
I can't either.
I don't
Don't.
even want to attempt it. It would be so bad.
No, I don't even want to attempt any of it. It would be horrible. So.
You heard mine. It was really bad. But anyways.
No, which I thought was cool. I mean, Gillian is a
McCallister. That's Irish,
British.
right?
I thought it was a Gillian. Oh, I guess
Mixed.
yeah. It's
Well, okay, they're all in the UK.
They're all in the
Yeah, it's all the
UK,
UK. I mean,
so
I think
Ireland's
they
half in the UK. It's fine. Our geography is great.
wait, what? What do you mean it's in half of the UK?
Well, Ireland is its like own entity, right? And then like half belongs to the UK.
I have
Northern
no
Ireland.
idea.
Well, shit, I could be
Absolutely
wrong. You're looking at me
no
like
idea.
I'm stupid, but I really thought that's true.
Okay, so the UK is Britain, right? Is that a word? Now I'm literally.
oh my
I'm
God.
so confused.
You know what?
It's
We've also
it's
gotten
Wales.
like 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah. I know there's
well, no,
Wales.
well, Wales is in the UK. Like
Yeah, right.
That's right by London.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Well,
So
I'm just gonna be quiet.
well, I was just talking about her name. I think it was really cool. And
I think her name is Irish. Irelandish.
well, Gillian, now that you said it, is
Yeah.
definitely
Well, if it's McCallister, McCallister, Mick names aren't those normally?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Ha ha! Got something right.
well. So I really do like this book, and so when it
Yeah, it was pretty good.
oh, I did. I just every time I asked you about it, you were like, yeah, it's okay, and I was like,
Took
what?
me a real long minute to get into it.
I just really, I guess I just found it so fascinating. The whole concept.
It was interesting. I like how she I like how she did it. I read the acknowledgments in the back, and she said that she got this idea from watching Groundhog Day.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever seen that? With Bill Murray?
It's been a while. I think my
feel like
husband
I
will
watch
kill
it
me
every.
if I say that I haven't watched it, but I don't know if I have. I don't think I have.
Really?
If I have, I was like really young.
Oh my God. Well, it's so
know.
campy, but it's like a typical Bill Murray movie. And yeah, which I wouldn't want to relive the same day
Right.
over and over again. This concept's pretty cool because
I like
you can
it. Yeah.
go backwards. And like you said, like maybe see some of your time frame. When she was like living in her apartment.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, oh my God, I remember this.
I
Like,
can call my best friend at this time, who I haven't talked to in 10 years.
Yeah.
I like how she said that, you divide your life up into the friends that you have at the moment and the places that you live. Like if you think about
Yeah.
it, like that's how you kind of like mentally.
That's fascinating to look at it because I even remember talking to my mom, and when I quit my job to stay at home with Savvy, and she was like, this is going to be the best time of your life. She's like, she goes, I'm still your mom, obviously, but I always thought that I'd be like your mom, where I'm making lunches and I'm taking you to school and
full-time
I'm
mom.
full in it. And
Right.
she's like, and then at some point it changes and you're not doing it anymore.
Oh.
I know. And she's like, so you go through that chunk of your life of doing play dates and this and that. And then you kind of look back and you go, whoa, wait, when did that change?
Yeah,
when did
exactly.
that happen?
The
And
kids grow up. That's what's scaring me now. It's just like he's getting so big and so
know.
independent, and I'm like, oh, where's my little chunky baby?
yeah.
Oh,
Well, I mean, that's probably exactly how she felt going back in time and being like,
that would have
well-
been so cool.
And maybe that's why she was semi-whiny about everything, because she's seeing
Maybe.
it. And also, your kid just murdered. Could you imagine? Like, I couldn't even imagine my friend murdering somebody, but let alone your own child.
Oh, it would just,
And
heartbreak.
then and trying to figure out why.
Well, that's okay, I like how she said that she was so distraught that, you know how like you hear these mothers who their kid is in trouble and they somehow get like superhuman strength to lift cars and stuff. That's like that was the premise of this. She was so distraught over this
Yeah.
that she created this time loop for herself.
Yeah, basically.
Like a mother's love is so strong that you can go back in time. You know?
That'd be so cool.
That would
I
be
would
really
want to
cool.
go back. I would want to jump forward. I wouldn't want to stay there.
I would want to go back a little bit just to, relive a few things because that would be cool. But then,
I don't think I would want to
I don't wanna stay
change
there.
anything though, because
Yeah.
things happen for a reason. I mean, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
But if you go back and you really change something, it can alter.
well, that's what she did. I
everything.
mean, she almost didn't meet her husband because of this.
Yeah.
She went back further than actually just the day before she met because she went back to the day that the baby was stolen and give them the tip about the baby being stolen.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what changes everything.
That's what
And
changes everything.
Which I thought was kind of cool. I didn't really see that coming.
I
that
didn't
was
either.
that was a twist for me in the book. I remember reading it and being like, "Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's actually what started all this."
Well, yeah, and whenever I was reading, they would skip to these random Ryan chapters, and I was like, who the hell is this Ryan person? And then I figured out, I was like, oh, wait, this is in the past.
So while she's going backwards,
Yeah.
they have a story that's going on with this guy Ryan, who's moving forward with his career,
Right.
in
The police force.
yes, say 2015
It was like
years
2003.
Yeah, prior to this. And
Yeah.
so you're seeing this happen.
2003.
And so Kelly, her
Ooh.
husband, Kelly, you're going, what is going on with him? Well, Kelly is Ryan.
I was like, okay, for a minute, I thought that Kelly, her husband, had like murdered somebody
That's
and taken their identity.
identity.
Yes.
That's what I thought too.
Like, I thought it was like a twin brother situation. And
I
whenever Joseph was like, I can't believe you never figured it out, like that, he like switched identities or something. Yeah. That's what I thought was going to happen. But I was
know.
completely wrong.
I thought he had killed Ryan and like
Yep.
took over that identity or
I did
whatever.
too.
And so when the whole thing happened, I was like, "You're the policeman. You've been
Yeah.
undercover this whole time."
Makes sense. Makes sense.
It that was kind of cool. That was a plot twist.
Yep.
And then at the beginning of the book, it shows us this baby was stolen and you heard it on the radio or something, never found the baby, like super sad. And then she goes back and she changes when the baby's been stolen.
Right. She like
It was like a carjacking, right? And
right.
then
They were stealing a car, but the mom had just like ran inside after putting the baby in the car.
Yeah.
To grab something real quick, but they steal the car with the baby in it.
And then they literally take the baby and raise the baby in this crime mob family.
Right. It's like, well, why don't you just wait until it's dark and you go drop the baby back off at the house that you stole it from?
Either the house or a fire station.
or a
something.
fire station. Yeah. It's going to be discovered. It's like, oh, this is the missing baby. Crazy.
Yes. And the mom will get her baby back.
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
Instead, the crime mob family raise the baby.
These mad criminals are over here like, we'll raise this child to be our own.
Which, okay, also plot twist in the book is that the baby is a girl.
Yep.
And she is raised by Joseph, the crime mob
Brother.
whatever.
Ezra. She's raised by Ezra. I think.
Ezra.
Yeah.
And then she's like, my uncle. And
Yeah.
it's like in this weird dynamic.
Cleo.
And,
Her name is Cleo.
You're like, what the hell is this going on? It's
okay.
just so weird.
I'm going to confess to something here. I sometimes read the last page of a book before.
Get out of here. Soph, I can't even believe you do that.
So I did that with this book, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? That's why I had all these crazy crack theories. I know you're so mad at me right
so
now.
mad at you. I hate people that do that.
I know. I don't do it all the time, but with this one, to get through it, I had to like.
You're like, I need to see what.
I need to see what's going on. So I read that last page, and then I read the like 2 pages before it because I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And that's how I was like, okay, well now I'm interested. How do we get from here to there? So yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Whatever. Fine. I'm not recommending
Literally
any more books.
No, I liked it. I ended up liking it.
Okay, good.
I think it was just because I've been in a slump after reading all of the Sarah Moss, that is her 17 book journey. Yeah. And waiting on Iron Flame. I was just in a little bit of a
I know.
slump.
I'm throwing like random books at you too. I'm like, you should read this one, this one, this one.
This one. I know. And then my TBR back here is like 20 books long. Oh, we never cheersed.
Cheers. Yeah.
I've been over here just like
Did
sipping.
we even say which rosé we have? We have Hey There Rosé. What is it? Hey
Yes
something?
Way Rosé. It's a
I'm off. Sorry.
Yes Way Rosé, a produit de France.
Oh, there's another accent for you.
Yeah, I'm really bad at them.
A little French.
Little français. It's literally just a bottle I got from Target.
It's honestly not that bad. It's
cute.
it's real smooth and sweet.
I like it. It was
it's
cheap too. It was like $10.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. We're getting our nice little collection of bottles.
I
actually
know.
going.
And guys, I need to post what we've been drinking because it's actually they've been really good.
They've honestly been really, really good.
Yeah, and the bottles are cute. And so if you need rosé recommendations, hit us up.
Hit us up. We've been drinking a lot of it.
We know the good ones and the bad ones.
And what's funny is, I don't know, did we talk about this last week? How we didn't used to drink rosé and now
Yeah.
we're here for it?
I know. Now we're like, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah, literally. I mean, the name was perfect. So I was like, okay. And now we're drinking rosé.
And we like
I
it.
literally buy bottles of it now.
I think it's fun. All right. So should we just do the big three? And
We could do that.
Okay, well, what do you rate this book since you didn't really care for it?
Okay, so in the beginning, I was rating it a 5. But then at the end, it jumped to like a 7.8 for me. So almost a B.
Almost a B.
It was good though. I liked the twists after I got through the initial just stop whining about being a bad mom.
Yeah. I was at a solid 8 the whole time. I did dip a little bit because I was like,
It gets a little repetitive.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay,
She
you
could have
gotta
sped it
get-
up,
You got to
yeah.
get to the point. Like,
Yep.
I'm tired of you time jumping. a
Right.
little bit.
It's like, let's get some more information instead of trying to talk to this random physicist multiple times.
that was kind of annoying, and like,
Yeah.
trying to figure out some things that
because anybody's just going to think that you're crazy. I'm sorry.
know.
I would think somebody
if I
was
came to
insane.
you and said, So I've already relived this day.
Well, okay, here's the thing. If you came to me and did it, I would be like, let's go. What are we doing? I would jump right on board. Like, okay, how do I join this?
I guess if the right person
If the right person. If it was some random person on the street, I would be like,
drugs.
Yeah, I'd be like, do we need to call somebody? Who can I call to help you?
True. I guess if it's the right person. But then also, I don't know who I would even tell if you're like,
oh, I wouldn't tell anybody. I would just jump right along, like I said, and join the chaos. I would be so excited. A little adventure.
It's like you want this to
Of course I do.
That's funny.
That's why I read fantasy. I want, like, you know, all this stuff to happen to me. I told you once that I sometimes read books from, like, I picture myself as the heroine.
That's so funny to me.
I love it.
Because I do that occasionally, but it's not all the time, and it's definitely not every
depends.
book,
Yeah, it's not every book that I do that, but I definitely did it with ACOTAR, with A Court of Thorns and Roses. I was definitely Feyre that whole time. Whole time.
I wanted it to be me.
It should have been me. But, yeah.
That would be cool.
That's a little secret of mine, too.
I picture just, like, a sweet little housewife. Like,
for Jen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was picturing... what's that girl who's married to John Krasinski?
Oh, Emily Blunt?
Emily Blunt. That's who I pictured as Jen.
Really?
Yep. That's my fan cast for Jen.
See, I pictured her a little bit older because, well, but then she's about that age because her kid was only in high school, right? Senior?
She was like late 40s, I think.
Yeah. Maybe I just
maybe
pictured
early 40s.
Maybe a little bit older, like 55 or something.
Yeah.
Maybe I was trying to like.
Well, because she jumps back 20 years and she was 22 or something, or 20 whenever she went back.
That's true. It's not that.
22 or 23. I don't remember. Dang. To see my 22-year-old body again? Whoo.
Please.
I'll be here for that. Just for a day.
Die to be able to do that again.
I know, right?
Just to like wear like a little mini skirt
and
like,
not have a care in the world and not be like, oh, these people are judging me because I'm a mom.
Yeah. You should not be wearing
You should not be wearing that. Don't show your ass. Out show shody shows anymore.
Shouty shows.
No shody shows. I got
That's so true. I mean, there's definitely things that I would love to go back and see, like me and Maddie's first apartment, just like hers, like her first apartment, and friends that she hasn't seen since college. Like that would be
the friends
pretty
thing
cool.
would be really cool, and just just have a day in the life of being 22.
But I know, but like
again.
she's like, I can't really like enjoy this and be her day,
right?
Which I thought was pretty sad. Is that okay? We didn't
her
really
days.
talk about her dad being part of it. I know we said was involved, but like she really found out that her dad was involved with crime.
He was the reason. He was how they found out that these houses were empty, and that's how they knew to go to those houses to steal the cars.
Yeah.
So yeah, Daddy Jen was not the best
because he was a lawyer.
He was a lawyer.
He was a lawyer, and she was working as like a little secretary.
Right. It was when they opened up their practice.
Yeah.
He wanted to have his own practice. He didn't have any money. He was trying to pay the bills, and so he resorted to crime.
Yeah, and borrowed money from these people, and in return had to tell them where they were boosting the cars.
Yeah.
And then that's why that baby got stolen, which is super sad. But her dad dies of cancer. Or a heart attack, something. Aneurysm. That's what it is. And she goes back and he's alive.
Yeah.
And she gets to spend some time with him.
Oh, that
especially
would be great
if that's
to see my
she
grandmother
didn't have
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be like it makes me almost teary-eyed because it's like,
don't cry, please.
No, I'm not gonna cry. It's just like that would be so hard, but so fulfilling.
Oh yeah. Well, she tried to save him. In the day that she went, and she was like,
I'm going to alter this, but like, I don't care. I want to try to save him.
Yeah, she's like, I like how she's like, well, you've seen the movies. You don't buy lottery tickets. You don't try to like bet on sports games.
Yeah.
Thank you, Back to the Future. And so she wasn't sure if she should be helping him. But if you go back far enough and you change something, it will negate everything that you've changed. Before. Yeah. Because it'll be a whole new like time.
Well, it's like, he's there for Christmas when he wasn't supposed to be there. So, I mean, it's all these things. But
he does end up dying on the same day doing the same thing. Yeah, because that's time.
It's time, and that's when you're supposed to go.
And her son ends up meeting the little daughter that wasn't stolen anyways, and their boyfriend girlfriend.
That was kind of cool.
I know. I was like,
I don't really know how that would happen.
Well, because they're in the same area. She didn't. It would have to be like the mom didn't move. And they grew up there, kind of
Which
thing.
I guess that's true.
It's possible, but How probable is it? I don't know.
At the very end, when everything's like tied together with a bow real nicely, like in a movie, she stops the baby in the past, and then she like wakes up, right? And it's Halloween again.
And then she starts to forget that it ever happened to her. She was like, "Oh, I'm kind of thinking of deja vu. All these things happened. Was that just a big like
a dream?"
And I'm like, "Okay, so now you've just completely forgotten what you went through."
Yeah, and I'm like, "Don't forget that. That's like a crazy experience you just had."
I'm over here like thinking of all the crazy dreams I've had.
But then wouldn't you wake up and if it's Halloween day and you're like, holy shit, my kid's about to murder that guy walking down the street, and you're sitting there in the morning and you're like, how do I get that to stop? Like, you're trying to.
She like noticed that her son looked healthier that day. Like she hadn't noticed before that he was like going downhill, and she noticed that the day that she woke up, she was like, "Oh, I'm back, so I must have done what I needed to do."
That's true.
She goes, "I must have done what I needed to do. He looks healthier." Like Ryan. Oh, and now Kelly is Ryan. And I was like, "What? Oh, okay."
That was
so
weird.
now you have to get used to. Yeah, you have to get used to calling your husband Ryan.
So when she still met him, he was just a cop.
Yes, and so now he has a fulfilling job. He's not just working odd jobs. He doesn't hate the system like he pretended to do. He must have done a damn good job.
I don't understand how you can keep.
I know we're back to this. Like I don't understand how you can keep a whole effing identity. A secret.
We were talking about how you can't keep, like, how you don't figure it out as a wife,
right?
But could you imagine roles reverse, keeping the secret?
Oh my god,
and going with it?
No.
And if there's like another Ryan in the room, and he goes, "Hey Ryan," and like, squirrel,
yeah. Like, no, there's absolutely no way I could do that because again, guilt, and I'm not that great of a liar.
Me either.
No, I'm. No.
I mean, like, okay, I can keep a little white lie or like a little Christmas secret.
Like, I could be like, "Oh, I didn't just spend $500 on my credit card today, honey. Sorry. No, we're just gonna scoop that under later." Yeah. That's about as far as mine go.
Yeah, I really don't. That's a huge altering life decision.
Well, yeah, he decided to be someone else outside of the police. So no matter what, if he got caught, he would be screwed. I mean, there was just so many layers. That man had to go through a lot of shit to keep that from his. Like, why don't you just tell the bitch? That's what I was.
Well, that's what I don't understand too. Is like, okay,
he wanted to protect her from her dad. Basically.
But then when the dad died, why wouldn't he just be like, "Listen, this is what happened." I don't know. And
no, I agree.
And just be like, "Listen,
I'm on the same page."
Well, because I guess she didn't want to ruin the dad's memory, like
the memory of the dad. Yeah, there were some things that, like, my mom, after my grandmother died, she told me that she wouldn't have told me when she was alive. And I'm like, she was like, "I hope that doesn't ruin anything." I'm like, honestly, it just makes me think she's more of a badass. So I'm here for it. Tell me all the things she did.
I don't know if Jen would have had the same reaction. She would have been like, "Wow, my dad was a crook."
Yeah, no, because she's pretty straight laced there. Our Jen is pretty straight laced.
Well, she's a lawyer too. So, yeah, I mean, she like likes the law and all that kind of thing.
A solicitor.
So if you had to kill if you had to kill off somebody, who would you kill off?
Ooh, okay. If I had to kill off somebody, I would kill off the husband.
Oh my god, that's who I have too.
Yes. That was literally just off the top of my head.
Down to kill off the dad.
The dad, because that would just make it even more interesting.
That's what I thought too.
I did like her son. He was so sweet. The little sciencey nerd, Todd.
Yeah, it
kind of felt him.
Yeah, but then he has like some teenage, which I'm not ready for the teenage years of children. But it's like,
good Lord,
he was a little snippy, and it's like, dude, stop.
Well, that's gonna happen.
I know, but that's fucking annoying.
You have a girl. It's gonna double happen with you.
Well, she's an angel.
She is now. I was an angel too, and then I was a hellion.
See, I wasn't.
Oh, I was terrible.
And me and my mom had a great relationship. And me and my dad. Like, I don't know.
You were a great child.
You were a perfect kid. I was a perfect child.
I was a perfect kid until I was about 13 years old, and then it was like, I hate everybody. And I know everything.
I mean, I had a little attitude. I think everybody does, which sucks. But
it's when you become a teenager, you think you're invincible. You think you know everything. You think nothing bad's going to happen to you, and you can just do whatever the F you want.
I know. Which, looking back, you are so little. Like,
little. They look like babies.
They are babies. And I just like, even when I had a babysitter come to the house and she was 17 and she like pulls up and I'm like, you are a child and you're going to watch my child.
Yep.
That,
But that's so
great.
normal.
But it's normal. And that's what I did when I was a kid. And I remember getting my license being like, peace out.
Oh,
and
I know. I was like, I
now
got my
I'm like,
learner's
holy
permit.
crap. Could you imagine like,
I
your
can't believe I
child?
didn't die in high school. I made some very questionable decisions back then.
Oh, well, we all did. And it's like, well, I understand, like, you have to kind of put yourself in their shoes. Like, okay, I did
You
this
have
when
to
I
give
was.
them, you have to give them freedom
Freedom.
so they don't rebel, but then you can't give them too much freedom so where they get in
No.
trouble. It's literally a fine line, and I plan to skate all down it.
All the parents probably listening to this are like, oh, you ladies have no idea.
I know our babies are still kind of babies.
They are babies, 4 and 6.
I know. Jamie comes up to me. He's like, "I'm still your baby, right, Mama?" And I'm like, "Yes." He goes, "Okay, can you get me some food?" I'm like, "All right, you are 5 years old. You know how to get your own snacks." That is what we're going through right now.
I know. Savvy's got such a little tude, but she's like so sweet at the same time.
I love your child.
She's funny. She's got some funny one-liners.
So funny. She's just gonna be like quick wit. I
Jessica
cannot
the
wait
other
to
day,
see her as a
she was
teenager.
just like, I could be around Savvy all the time. I
love being around her.
personality is hilarious.
It is
And I was
so
like,
great.
She's gonna just be a
She's gonna
smart-witted kid.
rock the world. I can't wait to see it.
So, well,
We totally went off on a
I know,
tangent there,
sorry.
but I liked it. It was fun.
if you could rename,
Oh, I'd have
This
no idea.
book.
You go first.
I said like a time capsule, like time and something to do with time. I thought about this and I was like, I don't really know what I would rename it.
I don't know either. I'm really bad at this. We might have to change our big 2 to big something else. I don't
Our
know.
big 3 to big 2.
Well, we just need to figure out something else to talk about because
I
I'm
know.
really bad at this.
I've gotten some good ones, I feel like, but this one I just had a really hard place changing it because I really like Wrong Place, Wrong Time because it is a wrong time. Like it's going back in time, which is kind of cool.
Right.
And it's the wrong place. Like if that baby had just been somewhere else, if the mom just didn't go back and said, I have a baby in the car, like give me and the baby out of the car before you steal it, fine.
It's the little things in your life that you don't realize that have so much impact on later in your life.
Yeah.
Did you like that wisdom?
Yeah. Look at you. So early in the morning with your wisdom.
Oh gosh, it's almost the afternoon. We're good.
But it's just like wrong. I don't know. I just think it's
Mom's in
pretty-
time. Mom in 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 time. It sounds
I
like
don't
that.
know. No.
It's terrible,
It's
right?
terrible. If I was your editor, I'd be like, what? No, we're changing
Nobody is
this.
going to pick that book up, sweetheart.
Which I also like the cover of this book. It's got the clock, a building with a person looking out. So you get the mysterious, a crow, which means death.
Right.
So yeah, did you know that?
I knew that back, like my brain knew that after you said it. I was like, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I liked it. I mean, yeah, solid 7.8 for me.
I'm in a date. I was probably at a 9 when I read it. I read this book a little bit ago, and
Yeah, you really liked it.
I really liked it, and I remember everybody that would talk to me, I'd be like, "Hey, have you read a new book? You should read this book."
Yeah,
And
I told my mom to read this book. I know she's gonna love it.
see, and it's like certain people, I'm like, you would really like.
You
this
would
book.
really like this book.
So-
I feel like it's more of like an older
I feel like moms would like it.
Yes, that's why I was like, I mean, I don't consider us older, but like if you got kids, you would get this book and you would like it.
And it's a murder mystery, so whoever.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun book.
Super fun. Loved it.
So, what do we have next week?
Next week, we're just going to put out a little podcast where we're just going to chit chat.
Yeah, a little filler fun episode.
Filler fun episode. We don't really know what to call it, but filler fun filler episode, something like that.
We're going to roll with that.
We're going to talk about some like current events in the book world. We're going to do a little quiz. Kind of just talk about what we love about books or books that we love and books that we didn't love so much. I can't remember what else.
Yeah.
But that's what we got on the list for that week. And then after that is Iron Flame.
Dun, 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 dun. I am so excited for Iron Flame.
So ready for it.
If y'all haven't done it already, please go and buy your book and read it, because we will be doing a podcast and we will be spoiling everything.
100%. It would be completely spoiled for you. So
It's
don't
going to go
watch.
chapter by chapter like we did the first time.
Yep.
So it's not going to be a complete overview like this one was. But
I feel like we're going to get a lot more world in this one. Like we're going to get more places, more things happening, more technical stuff, which I'm here for.
I'm just going to throw this out now. We are going to probably have a special guest.
Oh, yes, special guest.
Our
first special guest, and I'm so excited.
A little teaser for it, because if it doesn't happen, I'm going to be very disappointed and sorry for that. But
I think we
will have a special guest. So
we just have to convince her. She come. We're just gonna have to go grab her.
She was like, "I'm nervous about being on a podcast." I was like, "It's fun. We just drink wine and sit here and talk about books."
Yeah. Now that we've got the technical aspect of it figured out, it's fun.
It is super fun. So, all right. Well, we'll wrap it up for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Please follow us on all socials as usual. Rose and Reads podcast.
Rate our podcasts. Like them if you can. Go listen. Do all the things.
Spread the word. And we do love recommendations. So if you have any books that you want to hear us talk about, I'm glad to read a new book.
Oh, yeah. Just reach out to us. Send us just a blurb of what book you want us to read, and we will do that.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.